Hello? 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 Hey, Miss.
There he is.
How you doing today?
Hey there.
Hey, it's Miss Desi. How you doing?
Is that Miss Nancy?
Yep.
Do you see me? Wait a minute, let me come over this way. I'm right here.
She got her festive
Hi,
Christmas
Miss
outfit
Desi, how
on.
you doing? I like that hat. Oh, you got a neck piece
Me and Miss
too.
Lyla in here cracking up.
Oh, get out of here.
Oh, hey, Mom.
Ah.
How you doing?
She
Look
is
at she is laughing
laughing,
today. Wow.
You look pretty
She
today.
probably looking at me like, what in the world?
Wow.
See, it's Christmas time.
It's me and niece, Mom. Look at you. You look pretty today. Look at her hair's done.
Yeah, happy.
She's
laughing.
smiling and happy. Wow.
I'm gonna come and get that baby.
I need to get something to dab her lips a little bit, even though she got some water right here.
Oh, okay.
I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Well, hello, beautiful.
She do look gorgeous.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Mommy.
Thank you so much. She looks beautiful.
Hey, how you doing? See how she's looking right at us and laughing.
Hello.
You're looking beautiful. Look at your hair. Looks nice today, Mom.
You just laughing
Yeah.
having a good time of day.
So, hi, Miss Carter. Miss Carter in there?
Yeah, she on the other side of the curtain.
Oh, okay. I always speak to her, too.
Can I do this? What do you say? You say hi. No, you say hi.
Oh, there you go.
You look bright.
Yeah.
I think we did bump.
That's some of her breakfast today, huh?
No, it's like dry skin.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's why I said we're gonna need some lip balm,
oh, that's okay.
right?
You laughing hard.
That
You
was.
want to look at Jimmy? Look over here.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey.
Miss Nancy, it's always nice to see you.
Nice to see you as well. Have a
Thank-
happy holiday if I don't see you.
Thank you.
And
You
Miss
too.
Desi, are you going to be on the call
Stay
later
safe.
on?
It's at 12, right?
Yep. Oh, you did. So it's official then, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do some work for the company today. I'll be on the call.
Okay. Well, good. Then I'll talk to you at 12. Okay. Look at her. She's just having a ball today. Wow.
I'm
Thanks.
gonna come back and see you later, okay? You gonna look at Jimmy over here? There you go.
As soon as you say it, she turns and looks at us.
Mama.
Have a good day.
Thank you,
All right,
and
you
I'll talk to you
too.
later.
Okay.
Well, hello there, beautiful. Look at your eyes, are just nice and bright and
Yeah.
cheerful. I see you. You see me?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yes.
Mine's not a little bit.
Yeah.
Wow, whoever did your hair did a real nice job, Mom. They braided it. It's gotten long. It's all the way down on your shoulders there. Wow. Oops. What was that? Looked like an Indian queen.
Uh-oh. Look at it. It
Yep.
does look nice.
What was that? What's that noise? Something boomed?
Damn, look. My hair grayer than yours. Look.
You see
Look.
Missy's hair?
My hair is grayer than yours.
Wow. That Mom's hair stayed dark.
Yeah, I did.
Yep. Eyebrows, but her eyes are always so bright and cheerful. Just looking at us. I see you.
I'm
Wow.
going out of the room. See you later, Mom. Bye-bye.
Yep.
See you later.
Have a good day. Have a good day.
All right.
Two.
That's Miss Bay. Somebody just walked in.
And down.
Yep. Who just walked in? Somebody just walked in on you, Mom? Somebody. Can you see me? Mommy? So how's that baby doing today? The baby been good? There you go. See, I was trying to think all the stuff I was going to try to talk about today. 'Cause, I always we go back in time when I talk. So I was going to talk about all the relatives that lived around us when we lived on Washington Street. Remember the house on Washington Street? And around the corner on Ashland Avenue down there by Castle Street, Aunt, Sister, and Melvine lived on Ashland Avenue, like next door or 2 doors down from the bar. And Melvine went to school with you. Melvine's the one to introduce you to Dad. Remember that? She told you she wanted you to meet her uncle. And you said, I don't want to meet your old uncle. And she said, he ain't old. And it turned out to be James Dupree. But around the corner on Washington Street, on Ashland Avenue, Aunt Sister and Melvine and Everett. Remember they used to call Everett Lumpy? And they used to call him Mama sometimes too. I don't understand that, but that's what they used to call him. So Everett, Melvine, Aunt Sister. Then on the corner of Washington Street was Mr. Baker's little store, little confectionery store. They sold candy. They didn't really have a whole lot in there. But behind the store was an apartment. And Aunt Racine lived in that apartment. Right in Mr. Baker's store. Aunt Racine lived in Mr. Baker's store. So you had Aunt Sister on one corner, almost near the corner. Aunt Racine was right down the street from us. And then right across the street on Ashland Avenue, there's a Walgreens there now. But there used to be a Cleaners on that corner. And right behind that Cleaners, over top of the Cleaners, was an apartment complex. There were several apartments. And Aunt Lillian lived in that apartment. Remember Aunt Lillian? Aunt Lillian and Henry lived there. So another time Aunt Lillian lived down off of Chase Street near Brentwood Avenue, because sometimes they would stop past the house. We would be over at Mama and Dad's house, and Henry and Aunt Lillian would come by, and I would beg them to go home with them. I would beg you to let me go. And they take me around the corner. By the time they got me in the house, good, I'd be screaming on to come back. I didn't want to stay with them. And they had to bring me back. I never stayed one night. I yelled and screamed and hollered so bad they had to bring me back. But I would always beg to go with them. So I don't know why I was so bad about that. I always wanted to go someplace. You tell me to sit on the steps. We lived on Eden Street. Said, don't go nowhere. Stay right on the steps. And you wouldn't be gone long. As soon as you get up to go get Sharon or Diane, because Diane was born when we lived on Eden Street, I'd take off and run into people's house next door. Remember, I went in Ray's house all the time. One time I went in Ray's house, they were having a birthday party, and they had a little film projector, and I think I turned it over. I was just into everything. Another time I was in Ray's house, they were going to the beach or going to the swimming pool somewhere. And I was begging, I want to go swimming, and you let me go. And I was probably 3 years old, so it's hard to believe I can still remember that, but I still can remember that. And I can remember we used to go down, sometimes Aunt Pearl would come by, and you would put Sharon in the stroller. This was before Diane was born. You put Sharon in the stroller, and we used to walk down Eager Street to Brentwood Avenue. I remember walking, we would walk on the side of the streets where the projects were. And because I used to they had a little bit of grass on the sidewalk, and we would walk down there, and we walked all the way down to Brentwood Avenue and go to the house. I remember that real good. Yep. And it didn't seem like it was a long walk to me then, but that was a nice little walk back then. Brentwood Avenue. 1044 Brentwood Avenue. That's the only house. If you remember, I was scared of the dark for a little while, but it didn't last long. But I could go to Brentwood Avenue, and there was nothing about that house. I could go in the basement in the dark by myself and go to a bathroom down in the basement, a toilet. I go down there and use the bathroom, and then look around at all the toys, the Uncle Duets and Aunt Pearl, and probably your bicycles, all the bicycles and toy wagons, all the old toys and stuff were down there. I remember all those. I used to see all those toys. That's probably why I used to like going down there. I used to like to go and look at all the toys down there. But I used to go down there and use the bathroom. Every time we went, I would disappear and go down that basement by myself. I was never scared to go down there. It was something about that house was just a real nice house. I never felt nervous about anything. Now, on Washington Street was just the opposite. Washington Street was always something to be scared of. Remember sometimes when Grandmama lived with us, and she would go in the bathroom, and remember we had a lock on the door on the outside of the bathroom. I would wait till she went in the bathroom, I would sneak behind her and lock her in the bathroom, and then run downstairs and sit in front of the TV like nothing happened. And And you be in the kitchen cooking, and she be in the bathroom beating on the door. Bam, 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 bam. Let me out of here. Let me out of here. Then you would make me go let her out. Remember that? You do remember that, don't you? You would say, go let her out. What are you doing? I go upstairs and she would be mad when she come downstairs. And so a couple times she got me. But I was a bad little boy. I don't know why I would do that, but I would lock her in the basement, in the bathroom, and sit downstairs and go sit right in front of TV like nothing was wrong. Yeah. So that would seem like a long time ago, and it was a long time ago, but it went by pretty fast. Yeah. And then some days we would be sitting, and I'd be out on the front playing or something, and some of my friends would come and say, "Uh-oh, hey Jimmy, your Uncle Cleveland's up the street." And I would look up the street, and he'd be standing up there at the corner. So I had to come and tell you, well, Uncle Cleveland's up the street. And sometimes that meant we went out, we would go knock on Mr. Tom's door and take a little ride or something. But some days we wouldn't stay there. But, you know, it was okay. I mean, in the end, it was not really a problem. But it was just interesting times. There was a lot going on back then. And just to try every day was a different adventure. So I remember that some days they used to have a mail slot. Remember there used to be a mail slot in the windows? Like the mailman could come by and push the mail in your window. At the bottom of the windowsill was a little slot in the wood, and they could put the mail in the window. But sometimes I would like to wait in the window for the mailman to come by. You remember that? Then I used to wait in the window for Mama to come by. She would come from work. I'd be sitting in the window waiting for her to come down Washington Street. So if she came down, that meant I was going to run outside and see her real fast. And some days she would come in. Some days she had to go home though. But sometimes, most of the time, if she came down, she would come in the house. It was nice. And I would always worry to see what was inside her pocketbook. Remember that? I remember she would have a piece of fruit that might have an orange in there or banana or something. And if she didn't have nothing, she might have a pack of sugar. And me and my crazy self, I wanted a pack of sugar. So I opened the pack of sugar and eat the pack of sugar. And you'd be telling me, leave Mom alone. And she would go, that's okay, Lyla, let him have it. He can have it. And I used to think, she must really be the boss because that's your mommy. And so that's how little children be thinking. So if you're my boss, she's your boss. So if she likes you, if she likes me, she's gonna let me get my way. So she would let me get my way sometimes. Yeah, so that was something. Then I think when Daddy used to come by the house, and when I got to be a little bit bigger, he would take me to the store with him. We would go up to the corner store. The store was called Mr. Max back then. Remember Mr. Max store? And he would buy 2 or 3 shopping bags full of food. Just that they loved him when they came in the store. And we used to get little bottles of King syrup. Remember, we get the bottle of King syrup. He bought a can. It'd be a great big can of King syrup. He would buy all kinds of food, and then come down the house. It was like it was really something. Some people came by and always brought something with them. But even thinking about Aunt Lillian and Uncle Clifton, when they used to come by, they always had ice cream, and they always had potato chips or some cakes or something. They never came in. They always came with something. And when that was all, when I think back about that, every time they came, they always brought something with them. They were always real generous, and they had their little thing amongst themselves, but they were really good to us when we were little children. And when Uncle Ezra used to come by, if he had any money he had in his pocket, if he had any change at all, he would give me all of his change. I don't know if I would tell you, but he would just give me. Some days he'd give me a pocket full of change. He would just hand me a change. At first he would grab me and tickle me, because he used to like to tickle me. And then he would reach in his pocket and give me all of his change. So he was always good like that. Is somebody in there with you today, Mommy? Look at you. I can't get over how bright your eyes are. My eyes are bloodshot. You got eyes like a child. They are so clear and pretty. Wow. That's really something, Mom. Look at my bloodshot, beady eyes, looking like you know who. But And you know what? It's December already. Time is just really going by so fast. It is December. Today is December the 4th. So like it's 3 weeks from Saturday, which is tomorrow, will be Christmas. But nobody's coming outside because we still got that virus. So we got to stick around and stay safe. But hopefully it won't be too much longer. Uh-oh, I hear somebody talking. Is that Miss Carter got somebody over there with her? Maybe that's the nurse over there. Wow. How's the baby doing? The baby been good? Is that baby being good today? Look at you, man. I can't get over how pretty you look. Your skin is just as clear. Wow, how's it be a beauty queen your whole life? That's something. My mother's got, I got more wrinkles. I'm looking at how my mother has to be 86 years old.
I know she's lovely. And you hear that song, Mom? Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful? You know, remember that song?
Stevie Wonder. Remember Stevie Wonder?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've
Well,
been going down memory lane. And I just talk about me being bad as the bad child. The first demon child that she had. It was in everything, all the time.
She look good today.
Yep, they keep, her hair looks good. And so that's so nice that people really do take care of her, make sure she looks good and she looks comfortable and she eats well.
Smiling all day.
And just smiling and laughing.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. I was just telling her that it's almost Christmas time, but we talk about the virus. Can't nobody come outside. We in the house right now. Everybody's stuck inside the house. We can only come out to go buy food. Then it's right back in the house, and we don't go around a whole bunch of people. We have to just wait. So it won't be long. As soon as we can come out, we're gonna have a party. We're gonna bring you some cake and ice cream.
Your favorites.
And we're definitely gonna come and spend some time. We just have to wait a little bit now because they want everybody to be safe. They don't want anybody to get sick. So they had this virus one time before, but it was about 20 years before you were born. But your mother and your father went through it. That was in 1918.
What virus? The COVID?
There was the Spanish flu virus.
Yeah.
And they all had to wear a mask. Like when you go outside, you have to put a mask over your face.
See, Mom, this is what we gotta wear.
Just look at Nisa.
This is what I gotta wear when I go out.
See that? She got a mask on her face.
I wear this when I go out.
Yeah. Because
so I don't get no germs.
So we have to just wait for it to go by. It won't be much longer, I don't think. I hope not. They got a vaccine. Remember when they had the polio vaccine, man? That was what, I think the first shots were about 1958, 1959 probably. Because I think we were living on Lafayette Avenue when I got mine. And then I imagined myself to be crippled for about a week. I was walking around with a broomstick, like I couldn't walk anymore because I'd been shot in the knees. Because they gave you the shot right in your knees, if I remember. Then when we got to school in 1960, they had sugar cubes. They gave us the sugar cubes for the vaccines. Had to do it again. But that was, so we had these things before. Now nobody gets polio anymore. But when we was little in school, there was somebody in everybody's class had those leg braces on because polio was everywhere. Everybody had polio. So that's a good thing that they wiped that out. And hopefully they're going to get rid of this thing soon so nobody have to worry about that. Yeah. But yeah, that was, I was thinking about Mr. Williams. And there was people, there was somebody in our family at 101 from 1960 when I started to probably, I think Neil might have started at 101, but it was somebody almost continually at 101 for like the next 15 years. There was always somebody from our family down at that school. That was a great school. And I remember it was a new building. Now it's closed, but it seemed like it was only yesterday. That was a beautiful, big, beautiful building with an auditorium and a big gymnasium and a big cafeteria. And most schools didn't even have those things. So it was a really, really nice school and didn't have to go. You could actually stand in the doorway and watch me walk almost all the way to school. As long as I crossed the street in front of the house, I only had to cross the street again to Ashland Avenue, Eager Street, and when I got to Chase Street, that was right at the school. Just run across the street and run right in the playground. So that was pretty good. So I didn't have to go far, but you got to see me, Sharon, Diane, David, Marshall, Tootie, and I want to say I think Neil went there for a little while, but I think him and Rachel eventually went up to Harford Heights. That's when they opened up at Harford Heights Elementary School, and they went to Harford Heights. So then I ended up going to Clifton Park Junior High School because that's the school Uncle Braxton went to. And when everybody else was going down to Lombard, down there where Aunt Racine and Grandmama lived, I didn't want to go that way. I want to go to Clifton, where Uncle Braxton went. Then I found out Uncle Braxton went to City. So he didn't finish school, but that's where he went. So then when I finished up at Clifton, I went to City. And I think Neil and Rachel went to City too. So 3 of us went to the same high school. I think Sharon and Diane went to Clifton with me. And then Sharon and Diane went to Lake Clifton. I think David and Marshall and Tootie, I think they went to Lombard, and they went to Dunbar, your old school. Yeah. So somebody is in the room, man. They're fixing something. I hear somebody knocking on something. Yeah, so somebody with Miss Carter? No, I guess not. But it sounds like somebody was kind of busy. So it's good to see you today. And I hope you saw Tootie and Diane and Rachel and Marshall and Jason. Probably saw them on Tuesday. Hopefully you saw Sharon yesterday, which was Thursday. And then you stuck with the big head, the oldest boy, me, today. So you got to see some of us 3 times this week. That's pretty nice when you think about it. So some people get 1 visit, you get 3 visits. You should have a visit every day if we could get it like that. It would be nice, but it's always good to see you. I'm always happy that your hair is so pretty, and they keep you clean, and they always look out for you, and you're smiling. And that's good. That's good to see you smiling. It really is. Yeah, and I love you, and I just want you to know that. So every chance I get, I tell you I love you. And you know, it's good to see you smiling, and I know that they're taking good care of you. And soon we'll be able to come and sit with you, and soon we'll be able to even come and take you out of there sometime. Let you get out and get some sunlight, and get around, get in the car and take a nice ride, take a drive someplace. But we just have to wait a little bit longer. We got to wait for this virus to go past. As soon as the virus is gone and everybody can come out like they want to, I'll be right up there. Definitely. So I got to maybe one day next week, like about Tuesday, I may go over to the bakery and get some donuts and send y'all some donuts. Would you like a nice honey dip or a jelly donut? I'll send you something. Because every now and then that's what I do. I get donuts and I buy donuts for everybody. So I'll do that. So you okay, Mom? Yeah. There you go. I'm glad to see you laugh a little bit. So I know once the virus is gone, everybody will be better. We'll be able to come and see you. So it won't be much longer. We just have to do. All we can do is take it. We have to stay inside because nobody want to get sick, and that virus is making people real sick. So as long as you stay put, you'll be safe. You notice when they come in, the nurses have masks on their faces now? That's everybody's got to wear them. Out when you leave the house, you have to put a mask on. So it got sick like this one time before, back when Mama and Dada were young, 1918. It was called the Spanish flu, and it was pretty bad. A lot of people got real sick from it. So they don't want anybody to get sick now, and that's why they make everybody stay in. So, you know, and you'll see Miss Millie. Does she come around and see? You see her sometimes. You know who Miss Millie is? The little lady that comes in. She's a nice person. Isn't she nice? She sat down with you and showed you the picture. I sent you a picture of Mama sitting in the chair. She showed you that picture? Oh, you remember that? Yeah. So that was, so she's very nice. I talked to her for a little bit yesterday. But I always make sure that everything is okay so I can spend some time with you on Fridays. So that's how I got you. And I get you all by myself. Which I love this. I can talk to you all I want, and I can say anything, and I can just see you and spend some time with you. And soon I'll be able to come and sit with you. So it won't be much longer. So that's what I'm hoping to do next. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do next. So what's that baby doing, Mommy? It's just sitting there. Did you look at it? You give the baby a kiss today? Yeah. Hey, do you remember the Bel Air Market down on Gay Street?
The who?
The Bel Air Market. Hi, Miss Betty. The Bel Air Market down on Gay Street. Remember, we lived around the corner from the Northeast Market on Myman Street. So the Bel Air Market used to be the market for black folks. Uh-oh.
And I know. What you mean, put your split on when I come back?
Is that Miss Debbie? Miss Eubanks? Miss Debbie?
I'm gonna tell on you.
That sure sounds like Miss Debbie Eubanks. But yeah, the Bel Air Market used to be the black folks market down on Gay Street. And so, because they didn't really want you in the beginning, they didn't want you to up in the Northeast Market, Myman Street. We could go up Myman Street, but it just wasn't, many stores didn't want you to, they didn't make you feel real welcome to be up there. And nobody could get any credit. So we had to get, if you wanted to get credit, you go down to Gay Street, and you had the Bel Air Market, but then you had Epstein's. And Epstein's let people get credit. So we had credit at Epstein's. If you wanted some furniture, you want some clothes, like we would go down to Epstein's to get our school clothes. And you had to go talk to one of the owners. Dad would talk to one of the owners, and he would tell Dad how much credit he was going to get. That was not like now. Everything is done by computer now. Back in those days, you went and talked to the owner and told him what he needed to get, and then he would decide if he was going to let you get it. So we would all be waiting, and all of a sudden Dad would come back and say, okay, I can get, the boys get 2 pairs of pants apiece and 3 shirts, or 4 pairs of pants apiece, and the girls get 4 dresses apiece, or 3 dresses apiece, or 2 dresses apiece, whatever. But that's how we did the shopping for school every year, and that was a lot to do. You have to buy school clothes for 6 children at one time. It was a lot. It was also a lot on Easter time. Remember, we used to buy, we get a new suit every year. And I remember one year we got new suits, trench coats, hats, shoes. We would be clean. And all the girls would get new dresses and shoes. And then we would go out to Clifton, Druid Hill Park, rather than take pictures. So we got some family pictures of all us dressed up. Yeah, that was a nice time. And you would dress up, and Dad would dress up. Yeah, and we would go to Druid Hill Park. And I remember one year we were all dressed up, and David had these big red sunglasses. I don't know where he found them from. But we were taking pictures, and we were all trying to be neat and clean. Here, David put them funny looking glasses on. Everybody was laughing. I have to find that picture so I can show it to you because I still have it. I have a copy of that picture. And Tootie was the baby at that point. So there were 6 of us then. Yep. And so that was that holiday. And every year, Christmas time, it was always a real nice thing. The house used to look like a toy store. All the toys that we have. I don't know how you all were able to pull that off because the house would, the whole downstairs would be full of toys. Every room, from the living room, the dining room, and the kitchen would be stacked up with stuff, with gifts for everybody. And then we've been the baddest children in the world. and y'all still treated us real good. Christmas was always real special. Always. I try to do the same thing for my children. Try to make sure they have good Christmas. I remember when I finally had to tell Braxton it wasn't no Santa Claus. And he already knew, but I just told him, I mean, wasn't it fun while you believed for a little while that something magical was happening? And he said, yeah. So he understood. But yeah, he was kind of spoiled because in a way I had a better job by the time he was born, so I could buy more stuff for him. And it was okay. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of something else I remember real good. And I remember Uncle Gene lived next door to Mama and Dad and Aunt Pearl on Brentwood Avenue. And I think we talked about his sister Ruth, which was Aunt Pearl's best friend at that for a little while. And then he had a sister named Florence. I used to be afraid of Florence. I didn't understand when people had problems, if they had mental issues or if they had some physical issues. I just didn't even understand because there were so many people back in those days. People had polio, and when I see the last time I saw her, I saw Florence at Angie's wedding, and for the first time I realized she had Down syndrome. I never knew that. I don't know what I thought she had when I was little, but when I knew she was coming outside, it meant run in the house quick, like don't even be outside. I would be scared and I would just run away. She never did nothing to me, but I was just scared of every single solitary thing. So I'd be like, here she come, I run in the house. I was thinking about that. My mama had a big coconut, an old coconut, dried out coconut. She used to use to hold the door open. And I used to think that thing was the ugliest thing in the world. And I don't know why I was scared of that for a minute. I mean, it was just sitting there, almost like a rock. And she used it to keep the door open. And I'd be sitting there on the top step. Y'all told me don't get off the steps. And that's the only time I would listen because I didn't want to go to Uncle Gene's house. Then if I did do anything, I would try to get upstairs to Uncle Daniel and Aunt Phoebe up on the 3rd floor. So sometimes I would sneak upstairs and try to get up there to see Aunt Phoebe. Because she used to do this little thing that I used to like. She used to make a little noise, and I still remember that. And I remember.
Good morning, Miss Carter.
Is that Miss Desi again?
It is. I figured since your mom was smiling, give you extra time.
Well, God bless you. I do appreciate it. We've been just going down memory lane.
You having fun?
Yeah.
Huh? I missed you while I was gone. Ooh, look at the baby. Lovely. Yeah. I see you got him all dressed up.
Yeah.
Was you having fun with Jimmy? You were? You want to say hi to him today? Huh? No, you gotta say hi. That's Jimmy.
She's looking right at me. Yeah.
See, she had me over here laughing. That's why.
Yeah. So Miss Carter was having a good time today too. Sound like.
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, she told somebody she was going to tell on him. I don't know who she was talking to. Oh, you? Okay. She said.
I know. I said it was not me.
Oh, okay. Because she was telling somebody. I thought it was Miss Eubanks for a second. She said, "I'm going to tell on you."
I think I'm gonna turn this heat on a little bit in here because her hands are a little chilly.
Oh, okay. Well, mommy.
She dressed really warm, but her hands is chilly.
Yeah, well, she's still smiling, just as pretty as ever. I'm not gonna.
Yes.
I'll let you go because I know you got to prepare. We only got 15, 20 minutes for this call.
Yeah, then I gotta go back. I'm finished putting this person in the computer, and then I'll run downstairs.
Oh, okay. Well, mommy,
Thank you,
I will talk to you a little later. Okay. Love
Miss
you.
Lala. Look, can you wave at Jimmy? Look, can we try it?
I,
I know we can.
I love you, mommy.
Hey, look, I told you you could.
And she nodding her head. Okay. Wow.
See?
I love you, mommy.
Oh, she doing it by herself.
Yeah.
I told you I love you to pieces. You know that? Okay. So
Okay,
I'll
Miss
come back
Nancy.
this afternoon.
I'll talk to you a little later on. God bless you.
I
And
can come
thank you.
back and see you later. See, look. I always pull a mask down and smile and put it back on.
Oh, okay.
And she be laughing.
But I had to explain it to her about the virus that we have to wear that, and most people are staying in the house right now.
Yeah.
So hopefully it won't be much longer. They got a vaccine, so maybe soon we'll be able to, everybody be able to go back
I
to
don't know.
normal.
They're going to have to fight me, Mr. Jimmy, to take that.
Well, it's one of my questions for this call because I have some siblings that are telling me right now, Mom ain't taking it, that they don't want her to take it.
I don't know if they said they were going to give it to the residents or not. We still waiting for the governor to decide because they said healthcare workers.
Okay. Because I mean, they need to. This is one of those things that if something goes wrong, there are going to be millions of people affected.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't.
Right now, to me, they don't rush it through a bit, so I really don't want it. The only way I'll take it is if they make me.
Yeah, I was trying to remember when the polio vaccines came out. Was that pretty fast? Because I'm old enough to remember. Probably it was one or two or three people at every school that had polio when I was a kid. They had leg braces. And then all of a sudden we all had to get vaccinated, and then it went away. But
yeah, it did.
But
I don't remember people actually having it, but I remember that a lot of people had the mumps.
Yeah, well, I know a lot of people who because they used to wear leg braces for some reason.
Yeah, that's what the polio used to do. Remember?
Yeah, and it was at least 3, maybe 4 people at my school in elementary school that had leg braces. So I see.
What elementary school did you go to, Mr. James?
101 Washington.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
You know about that school?
Yeah, I worked there when I worked for the Bureau of Recreation and Parks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was I was there from 1960 to 1965. I actually skipped a grade while I was there.
Wow, I went to 102 down on Central Avenue.
Okay, right over there by Chick Webb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know where it was because it was 102.
Yeah, and then I had to go to Booker T for some special program.
Mm-hmm. So what junior high school did you go to?
Booker T.
Oh, so you went to Booker. I went to Clifton Park, and then I went to City.
And then I came over to Dunbar because at that time you needed a 95 or better, so I got moved to Dunbar.
Oh, okay. So then I went to City for high school.
Oh, okay.
But Denise went to Dunbar. She came out.
All right.
Yeah. And she went to
Lombard.
James, okay.
I'm gonna take this around there.
Okay. Mommy.
I love you, baby.
Okay.
You gonna say bye one more time to Jimmy? Look over here.
Mommy.
Come on, look.
Miss Lyla.
There you go.
I love you, and I'll see you a little later, okay? And she's still smiling, okay.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. James.
Okay, thank you. God bless you, and I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.